Now, with that being said, frustration is growing among farmers in multiple European countries as well. Farmers across the continent are protesting over a series of issues.
And of course, this is after weeks of protests. The lawmakers are struggling to settle the anger sparked by green agricultural regulations.
Beginning with Poland first, protests in Poland emerged after the country experienced a plunge in prices owing to the Ukrainian imports. Last month, its agriculture minister resigned from his position following these protests.
Polish farmers since then have continued to block highways across the country. Tuesday's protests from farmers marked an escalation from previous demonstrations in Poland, with a near total blockade of all Ukrainian border crossings and disruption at ports and on roads nationwide. Farmers also sparked anger in neighboring Ukraine after blocking the border and opening a railway carriage and emptying the grain out.
Czech farmers too have driven their tractors into downtown Prague, disrupting traffic outside the farm ministry.
And then over to Greece, where farmers drove tractors to parliament demanding tax-free fuel, debt forgiveness, as well as criticizing the substantial markup in shelf prices compared to what wholesalers pay them for their produce. Along with farmers, at least 8,000 beekeepers and livestock breeders too joined the protest.
We came here to send a message. Our action alone shows the intensity of the problem, and we believe here in front of Parliament that the government is in a position to understand what the problem is exactly. We are asking for agricultural fuel to be exempt from state taxes, and we want this immediately.
Greek Prime Minister in a television interview on Monday said that he could not support the additional tax breaks and concessions, but wanted to continue the discussions with the protesters.
Moving on to Spain, where hundreds of Spanish farmers drove their tractors towards Madrid city centre. Farmers say rules to protect the environment make them less competitive compared to other regions. They demanded better prices for their products.
We want fair prices. We are selling at a loss. We ask that we don't get products from outside, from third countries that don't belong to the European Economic Community and don't have the safety measure we have in Europe.
Now, during protests, a scuffle also broke out between Spanish police and farmers. Some farmers complained that police were preventing tractors from entering Madrid.
The government said that 500 tractors had been allowed entry, as that was the figure given by organizers when requesting authorization for the protest, while an additional 150 vehicles were blocked from the city.
In France, some 200 demonstrators entered the head office to denounce the practices of the dairy giant and demand better pay for farmers.
And in response, a French Prime Minister announced a new bill to strengthen the law on agriculture and food and improve salaries in the sector. He also said several million euros would be paid as emergency aid, particularly to livestock farmers.
Le premier enjeu, c'est notre souveraineté agricole.
The top priority is our agricultural sovereignty. Firstly, and in line with the commitment I made, the Agricultural Policy Bill, which the Minister will be presenting in a moment, enshrines our objective for agricultural and food sovereignty in black and white in the law and puts agriculture among the nation's fundamental interests in the same way as our national security and defense.
Demonstrations are continuing to Royal Europe as well. As it stands, the Green Deal legislation lacks the robust social dimensions which should accompany its climate focus. While trade unions unequivocally support enhanced climate action, it's crucial to acknowledge that the existing legislation falls short in convincing those in the affected sectors and regions. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.